More and more people are getting the vaccine, which health experts say is crucial to achieve herd immunity and a return to post-pandemic life. But there's also a lot of questions when it comes to going back to the workplace. So what do employees and employers need to know? Joining us today is Angela Reddock-Wright, who is an employment attorney and mediator. She's with us now to help answer some of these kind of tough questions. And again, Angela, it's always great to see you. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. First off,
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
absolutely. Let's talk about it. Can employers make their employees get vaccinated?
So the simple answer to that question is yes. And it really boils down to if an employer is at what we call an at-will employer or a unionized employer. So if the employer is at will, that means employees work at the will of the employer, meaning the employer can terminate, discipline, or take any action at any time as long as that action is not illegal, such as being based on your race or your gender or your religion or your disability or some other protected category. So in that situation, an employer can require all employees to be vaccinated prior to returning to work or continuing to work. There are some exceptions, and we can answer that along the way.
All right, well, let's talk about this. Can employers make you come into the office now? So what if you're older, you have health issues? Can your employer prevent you from coming in the office if you are not vaccinated?
They can. You have to remember that in this environment, there is a high duty for employers to create a safe working environment. In fact, they can be cited by OSHA and by other agencies if they're not creating a safe environment, or if they are having an environment that causes COVID to expand within the workplace. So employers in that interest can say to employees, look, in order to return to work, we need everyone to be vaccinated. We understand that maybe you have an issue with the vaccination or you don't personally want to be vaccinated, but for us to meet our duty to create as safe an environment as possible, both for employees as well as customers and others that we may serve, we're requiring everyone to be vaccinated.
So what if employee says, okay, I want to work the hybrid schedule, some days from home, some days in the office? Is that something an employee should even consider asking for?
Certainly, that would be considered what we call a reasonable accommodation request. And so the one exception to employees being required to be vaccinated prior to coming to work is that an employer may say, look, I have a disability or medical condition or religious reasons that keep me from being vaccinated. So I'm either requesting an accommodation not to be vaccinated and to be allowed to return to work or to work from home, or some other modified schedule that allows me to manage any medical condition or other condition or reasons that I have for not being vaccinated against returning to work. So that would be considered a reasonable accommodation, and certainly something that employees should reach out to their human resources department and seek support for.
A lot of uncharted waters right now,
Yes.
but it's going to be interesting. The good thing is we are seeing the vaccines being rolled out, so hopefully we will see that post-pandemic area coming
Yes.
to us very soon. Angela,
Exactly.
Reddock-Wright.
At a minimum, hopefully we'll find ourselves with herd immunity, and it will balance out in terms of those who have vaccines in the workplace and those who do not, and everyone will be safe.
Absolutely, Angela. Again, thank you so much for joining us. It is always great to see you on our afternoon newscast. You always sort of
Thank you
make
so
everything
much.
much more understandable. Thank you.